Murtz Jaffer back again with another Big Brother Canada 5 interview here with Jackie. Jackie, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. How are you doing?
I don't know, better than you, I guess. Just kidding. Okay, so I want to get right into it. You and Ika, you played two very different games. So when you were put on the block with her after the veto, did you think that it was going to be you?
I had a feeling it was going to be me. I knew mine and Kevin's relationship wasn't as trusting as it used to be, so I knew I was potential nominee to go back up. At the time, he didn't want to mess with two people than to put an easy person like myself on the block, so he took the easy way out.
Can you detail your relationship with Ika in the house?
Ika and my relationship started off okay. She was definitely someone I did not want to get on the wrong page with, so I tried working on it as much as I could. She opened up to me and said that she has always had difficulty like believing people that are nice and genuine, and for her, she tried at the beginning, but she couldn't believe that was the type of person I was. So moving forward, after the slop vote, I realized that, wow, she really doesn't like me and I haven't done anything to her. She just doesn't like the type of person that I am. It was pretty awful. I felt like I couldn't fully be myself in the house. I felt like every time I tried to say something or do something, I was constantly being judged, constantly being stepped on by her. There was 1 week where things were a little blown over. Everything was okay, but it went right back to normal. So our relationship definitely wasn't the best. I would love to know if it was a strategy of hers or if it was honestly just personal.
You delivered a pretty powerful message to the house guests on your way out. Can you talk a little bit more about that, and what were you trying to say when you said, just give me 1 week of peace in the jury house without her?
Well, like I've been saying, as soon as I'd open my mouth and say something, it was constant petty comments and just shutdowns. So I would love to just be able to be myself without having someone judge me all the time. I just want to feel a little more relaxed, a little like a free, and I'm sure I'll be back to normal soon enough.
In her goodbye message to you, Karen said that you were a flip-flopper. Did you consider your game that way, or was it just a case of you never being able to find a solid alliance?
I at first never considered myself as a flip-flopper. I did what I had to do. I built relationships with people and they ended up leaving. So the next week I had to find someone else that, I felt like I could move forward in this game with, which made me a flip-flopper. So I didn't mean to be one, but that's what I had to do to get as far as I did in this game.
Was your relationship with Dmitry affected by your hostile relationship with Ika?
I believe it was. If Dmitry and I didn't have too much of a relationship at the very beginning of this game, and as soon as anything started happening, I never personally had anything against him. And at the end of it, I really respect Dmitry as a game player. I think he's an awesome person. At first, I thought he was a little arrogant, but getting to know him a little more, he's very genuine, and his word does mean a lot to him. But with Ika on his shoulder, I feel like it put an even bigger target on his back than him being a competition threat. So it definitely affected our relationship.
What do you think the turning point was for you in the house?
Turning point was definitely on day 42 when I got to see a video of my family. I was very, very, very low at that point. I didn't have much motivation, didn't have much confidence. My self-esteem was very low. I didn't feel like anybody had my back, and I kind of forgot that I have people at home that are rooting for me. I have my parents, I have my siblings, I have my dog at home. So as soon as I saw that, it was kind of just an eye-opening moment, being okay, I'm not alone in here. I do have people that have my back at home, and that's all that matters.
Were you more loyal to the vets or to the new players when you were in the game?
Me being the flip-flopper I am, kind of went back and forth. I started off really wanting to have a newbie alliance, and I threw it out there, but I was told, don't say that. We don't want to put that in the air kind of thing, and I understood it at first. But I also wanted to work with some of the vets. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Not many Big Brother players are ever going to be able to play with former players. So why would I want to work against some of them when some of them are the best players that have ever played Big Brother? So I kind of started off wanting to work with just newbies. Then I ended up working with some vets. I worked with Cassandra. I was pretty close with Dallas before he left, Kevin and Bruno, Netta, and then all of them left. And the last people that are in the house right now, I would rather be working with the newbies the last part of my game.
What was your strategy going into the house, and then how did it change when you were in the Odyssey?
my strategy going into the house was to get a workout buddy and a cooking buddy. That never happened. I did really want to have at least one or two great alliance members, people that I could fully trust, fully open up with, not care if I hear anything from them, just know that they have my back. That didn't happen. But at the end of the day, I ended up having to work by myself, and it's not something I ever thought that I would be able to do or have to do. So I'm very proud of the fact that I got as far as I did by myself, and there were times where I thought I needed to give up, but I never ended up giving up at the end.
When you were on the block, you always really fought quite hard to get off of it. Do you think that being a good Big Brother player, is it more about being a competition beast, or is it better to have a social game?
For me, I feel like if I hadn't have won the competition wired to veto, I would have been home when Netta went home. And for me at that time, it doesn't matter if I'm good at talking to people. It doesn't matter if I have great relationships in the house. It matters that in a time of need, the only person I can depend on is myself, and that's exactly what I did. So in that sense, I feel like you have to have a competitive edge to you and be able to win competitions.
You seem to have an interesting dynamic with Kevin. For one thing, I thought you were working with him, and then the next second he's putting you up. So can you detail that relationship?
Kevin and my relationship, at the very beginning of the game, him and I were someone that connected, and I've thought that he really did want to work with me. But with the 6th Alliance, I was giving him more than he was giving me. And I thought I was working with him a lot more than he was actually working with me. And so when I opened up, and me, him, and Bruno created the Peasants Alliance, I opened absolutely everything up to them, and I thought, you know what, this is my last chance. These are 2 people that I know that I can trust in this game. And then when they turned on me and they kind of flipped and tried to use it all against me, that's when it really hurt. So there was already mistrust when he was HOH, and when he won it, I was scared because of everything that had happened that previous week. So for him to easily put up someone that's alone in this game instead of putting one of 2 players up to piss 2 people off, that was better for his game at the end of the day.
What was the best part and the worst part of being in the house?
The best part about being in the house was I loved competing in the competitions and putting the outfits on. Everything was so awesome. Hosting 100 Minutes of Heaven was phenomenal. And the participation day for our party, when I got to see my family on screen and the fireworks, that was an amazing night.
Aside from Dmitry and Ika, is there another strong pair in the house? Who do you think is the strongest pair aside from Dmitry and Ika?
I'd have to say at this point, William and Kevin, only because leaving the house, I know that Dre feels alone, and I know that Dre doesn't think that William has her back 100%, and I truly believe that William is right now leaning towards working with Kevin more than Dre, as sad as it is.
If you could change one thing you did, what would it be?
It would definitely be the way that I was naive at the beginning of the game and believing everything that people would tell me instead of going to the source, figuring out more information, and just expecting the best out of people and getting the worst. So if I could change one thing about my game, it would have been at the very beginning, and it would have been to not trust anyone.
And finally, what's next for you?
You know what? I'm very excited to go home and to see my boyfriend. I miss him so much. Probably going to treat him to a weekend away on Vancouver Island. I missed his birthday in this house. I missed my brother's birthday. I missed my boyfriend's mom's. I just want to go home. I want to see my family. I want to take my dog for a walk. Just the little things in life that I really appreciate now that I haven't been able to have them for 2 months.
Amazing, Jackie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.